I crochet and I do comedy, and I want to combine both. So I'm going to wind some yarn and tell a story. Basically, the story starts where I got asked by a friend to fill in as a comedian act on this variety show. I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then I meet an entertainer of sorts. He could have been a clown, he could have been a musician, could have been another comedian. That's my cat scratching. This guy was on the show and he was like, oh, can I book you for this show that I produce? And I was like, sure, why not? That sounds good to me. I don't mind doing another show. And he's like, okay, we'll hop on a call, just talk about it. I was like, do you really need to hop on a phone to like be like, oh, this is the show, whatever, just text it to me. But I was on the phone. And he's very charming, okay? And this is red flag number 1, you meet someone IRL. Red flag number 2, they're instantly like, turn on the charm, making you laugh, you know, all this stuff. And what had happened was that, like, we had the show, but then, I don't know how we got to like planning a dinner, but oh, right, there was a game night. Okay. So there was a game night that he was hosting, and then I go over and I was like, oh, is this like a flirty thing? I think it is. And so the vibes were flirty. And so what happens is that I'm like, oh, I think I like him. I haven't really met someone IRL in a while that I've like wanted to go out with. So I think I asked him out to dinner, if I remember correctly, but he was basically like, oh yeah, sure. And then we go out for food. I'm like, hey, I want to date you. Do you want to date me? And then he was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. And so here are some red flags, okay? I wish I had some red yarn to be like red flag, but this is the white flag of surrender, because you know, you'll see, you'll hear it. So we're dating. He's like love bombing me through texts. Like, he's just texting me all day, every day. I have never experienced a narcissist before, and so I didn't know he was like a narcissist, doing his thing, being charming, love bombing, trying to form an emotional bond very quickly. And then what happened, he and I were like getting intimate and like hooking up or whatever, and getting the hanky panky, and he was like, can I draw you naked? Because he draws. And I was like, what? An old-timey nude? No, you cannot draw me naked. I don't need that to circulate anywhere in anyone's memory. I don't want to be seen that way. And he was like, oh, okay, like, can I just draw your face? And I was like, yes, you can draw my face. That is fine. I don't know, maybe he drew me naked from recollection. I hope to God not, but whatever. So what happens next is that we're talking for a bit. He's like initiating holding my hand. He wants to meet my family. He's like, I remember the first date he joked and we were like bantering or whatever, and he was like, oh, like joking of like we could get married kind of thing, which I thought was just a joke, but then I realized he was like trying to do that narcissist thing where it's like leading you on really fast, even though he's not sure about the connection itself, which brings me to he calls me and then he's like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm not really feeling like a spark. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I thought we've been getting along really well and we're connecting. And like, he's like, yeah, but I just don't feel a spark. So I don't think we should keep seeing each other, but I'll be your friend, you know? And I was like, dude, we can't be friends now. Like, we've seen each other naked. Like, that's not gonna happen of us being friends from here on out. It's just crazy because he really, like, you know, led me on. And if he's gonna be Jack from the Titanic wanting to draw me naked, draw me like one of his French girls, if he had been Jack on the door in the water and I'm on the door, and then he's like, oh, I actually don't feel a spark, I'd be like, go drown, Jack. Go drown, Jack. Yeah, because obviously you don't understand what it means to lead a lady on. Now I know what it's like to be with a narcissist. Like, they will love bomb you in different ways. He had these like ugly ass like alligator shoes, and he would wear like the fanciest clothes, you know, like think like Joey from Love Is Blind, okay? And he had that energy too of just like very charismatic. I'm not saying Joey is you know, narcissist, but who's saying he could not be, you know? That's my run-in with a narcissist who wanted to draw me naked. And if you run into someone who wants to draw you naked, hey, we might have dated the same guy. How about that? Okay, I gotta finish winding this, so.